Good evening, YouTube. My name is Chad Finn, and this is LeagueWise, your home for daily fantasy League of Legends. This is take two because I just recorded this whole damn thing and didn't have my mic plugged in. I do want to apologize. Sorry this video is a bit late, but besides the mic issue, this slate took a bit of extra breakdown for my Patreon users. Hang tight. I'll be posting picks and carry rankings as soon as this video's up. Also, before I go any further, I want to let everyone know that I am offering a guarantee on my Patreon page. I feel the most valuable thing that I offer and bring to the table are my game picks. I'm currently over 70%, as you can see here over my shoulder. That's on this split. That said, if I ever go lower than 55% in a month, all current Patreons for that month will get the next month free. Moving on, in this video, we're going to talk about the DraftKings early AM or early morning LCK LPL slate. This is a four-game slate that locks at 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday, July 18th. As always in this video, we're going to take a quick look and preview each game on the slate, and then I'll give you Finn's faves, my favorite play for each team under the assumption that that team wins. Before we get into game one, if you do me a favor, head down below in the description, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to smite the notification button on your way out. Moving on to game one, we get KT Rolster versus Sandbox Gaming. KT Rolster comes into this one only 3 games, with only 3 wins, on the split. Those wins came against Hanwha Life, Soleil One Gaming, and an upset versus Dragon X. But they are riding a 2-game losing streak since that DRX upset. Sandbox, on the other hand, has been a different team since bringing in their new coach. We talked about this on the last video that they were on the slate. After losing their first 5 of the split, they've been a different team. They've won their last 4 games, with one of those victories coming against KT Rolster here just a couple weeks ago. Odds makers have this one as a toss-up. And I can understand, in looking at both of these teams over the entire split, it is hard to find a weakness that you can say definitively that the other team can exploit. That obviously means I believe KT is probably a little better than the record, maybe a game. I believe both these teams could be coming into this one 4-5. I'm really looking forward to watching the early game in this one, especially the jungle and mid matchups. I feel the winner of those matchups early will determine the series winner. This should be a fun one to watch. I believe this one could exceed scoring expectations for an LCK game, as both of these teams tend to like to play aggressive, or at least they have been. Moving on to game 2 and our first LPL game of the morning, we will have BLG and versus DMO. This one should be high scoring as well. That's really the best thing I can say about this one. This is a matchup of 2 teams that just aren't very good. And I hate picking these games because bad teams tend to be so inconsistent and not able to exploit the mistakes and advantages, the mistakes that their opponents might make and the advantages that they might have. They just aren't good enough to take advantage of them. And these 2 teams will make plenty of mistakes from draft to finish. This one's going to be frustrating to watch. They're just bad. Anyway, moving on. Billy comes in, winners of 2 of their last 4, and Dominus has won 1 series all split versus Edward Gaming. I really have to say, I hate the fact that I had to spend so much time researching this one. In the end, I think the key matchup, again, is going to be the jungle and mid lane. And I'm starting to think that maybe that's a meta thing, that's the direction that this is going. And as we get into closer to Worlds and going through the second half of the summer split, I think that's where you're going to see the emphasis come down to. So you should expect teams with that good jungle mid combination to start seeing more success. I expect in this one, in looking at the champion pools, I expect to see a lot of Ashe and Aphelios in the bot lane. That to me means that there should be a lot of gameplay focused early in the middle of the map. Who wins those exchanges will set up the mid and late game, and the winner of those matchups in mid and jungle then will be able to complement their bot lane in team fights and support in the bot lane's carry efforts. To see who I think wins this one, go ahead and go down below. Join me on Patreon. Moving on to game 3 in our second LPL matchup, we have Invictus Gaming versus Royal Never Give Up, IG versus RNG. IG comes in ranked 4th with an 8-3 series record, game record of 17-11, gold differential of 15, or gold differential at 15 of positive 656, gold per minute of 1,825, damage per minute of 2,220, first tower win rate of 54%, and average kills per game of 13.9, deaths per game of 12.4. RNG comes into this one ranked 9th in the LPL with a 5-5 series record, game record of 13-12, gold differential at 15 of 273, gold per minute of 1,764, damage per minute of 1,681, first turret win rate of 40, and average kills per game of 12.1, average deaths per game of 10.7. On this one, because we are running low on time, and I do think I forgot to give you those numbers on the last matchup. So after this, I'll run back up and run through those real quick. If I ended up giving them to you twice, I do apologize. But in this one, after starting 4-1 with wins versus OMG, Vici Gaming, LNG, and JDG, RNG has fallen apart. Winners have only won of their last 5. IG, on the other hand, has won 5 of their last 6 and are riding a 3-game winning streak. I expect those trends will continue, and IG will win this one. That's your freebie of the day, although I do think that it's going to take 3 games to get it done. Looking at BLG, going back to that last game, BLG comes in ranked 11th with a series record of 3-6, game record of 9-14, gold differential at 15-65, gold per minute of 1,702, damage per minute of 1,907, first tower win rate of 52, average kills per game of 11.7, deaths per game of 14.1. DMO, on the other hand, comes in ranked 17th. Last place, series record of 1-9, game record of 6-18, which I will admit isn't bad for a 1-9 team. Gold differential of 957, gold per minute of 1,694, damage per minute of 1,661. That's horrible. First tower win rate of 42, again, not bad for a 1-9 team. Kills per game of 10.4 and deaths per game of 16.5, which is horrible as well. Moving on to our final game of the morning. The LCK brings us, I guess, what you could call the early morning match of the day. T1 comes in ranked 4th. They have a series record of 6-3, a game record of 14-8, gold differential at 15 of 711, gold per minute of 1,857, damage per minute of 1,897, first tower win rate of 45, average kills per game of 13.4, deaths per game 8.5. That's an experience thing right there. This team's very experienced. Gen G is currently ranked third with a record of 7-2, game record of 15-6, gold differential at 15 of 1,166, gold per minute of 1,870, damage per minute of 1,906. They have a first tower win rate of an impressive 81%, kills per game of 14.4, deaths per game of 9.3. Like I said, this is the early morning match of the day. Both teams come into this one playing very well. Both winners of 3 of their last 4 and statistically very closely matched. Again, this is one that honestly you could probably flip a coin. We've had a few of these types of games lately. And as always, drafts are going to be key. In looking at matchups and possible comps, I think Gen G may try to execute a splish push comp in this one, which can be hard to execute. The timing of the lanes have to be just right. You have to have successful, those split pushers have to have successful early games in order to sustain in those side lanes. And it's especially hard against a team like T1, who is loaded with experience, which allows them to be extremely adaptive on the Rift. This one most certainly is going to go 3 games, in my opinion, and I feel all games will come down to a late game team fight, more than likely around an objective, as I don't think either of these teams are going to get caught out very often. If you want to see my pick on this one, join me on Patreon. And remember, if I ever go lower than 55% on my picks in a single month, you get the next month free. Moving on to Finn's Faves. Again, these are my favorite picks based on the assumption that that team wins the game. If KT Rollster, and these are all based off of my exclusive carry rankings, which you can gain access through Patreon. KT Rollster, if they're going to win, it's going to be in large part to aiming. Their ADC currently has a KDA of 2.8, a kill participation of 72.4, and damage participation of 36.2. I'm going to run through these guys. So if you have to come back, hit pause, write them down, whatever you have to do. I wanted this video out already, and it's almost 10 o'clock. Sandbox Gaming, we've got Fate, the mid laner. KDA 6.7, kill participation of 74.1, damage participation 33.3%. Game 2 brings us Billy Gaming. If they're going to win, it's going to be on the wings of wings. Their ADC, KDA have 3.6, comes in with a kill participation of 61.5 and damage participation of 27.7. Dominus Gaming, if they're going to win, and I feel this is the case for them in any win, it's going to be because Twilla has a good game, their mid laner. He currently, just like the record, has a KDA of 1 and 9, kill participation of 58.8%, damage participation of 26.2%. In game 3 of the night, Invictus Gaming, in any victory and any time they step on the Rift, they rely heavily on Puff, their ADC. They do that because he's good. His KDA currently is 4.5. His kill participation is 65.3%, and damage participation is 25%. Royal never give up, just like Betty was who they relied on before they benched Betty. Gala fills that role now, and nothing's changed. If they're going to pull the upset against Invictus Gaming, it's going to be because Gala brought him there. He comes in with a KDA of 5.1. Kill participation of 71.2%, damage participation of 30.7%. And in our final matchup, we've got T1. Teddy, their ADC, they rely on him heavy. I mean, they're a balanced team, but if they're going to beat Gen G tonight, Teddy's going to have a big game. He comes in with a KDA of 7.8, a kill participation of 69.6%, damage participation of 30.9%. Gen G, same thing. Ruler is going to have to perform tonight if they expect to beat T1, and he comes in with a KDA of 6.0, a kill participation of 60.1%, and damage participation of 32.9%. That is Finn's 5, and that is this episode of LeagueWise. Again, if you want access to my exclusive carry rankings that rank every role of every team for every game, 1 through 6, and my game picks, those are available to Patreon users only. Again, I want to thank you for watching LeagueWise. My name is Chad Finn, saying good luck, good night, stay safe, and as always, see you next time on the Rift. What just happened?